Welcome back. April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, and our next guest shows all the struggles and obstacles that sometimes come with the disorder.
Yeah, Tom Iland was diagnosed when he was 13 years old and learned to overcome his challenges at a very personal and professional level. In his book, it's called Come to Life, Your Guide to Self-Discovery. Tom hopes to help young people on the spectrum find direction in their lives, and we're thrilled to welcome him this morning to the Morning Blend. So great to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
What an incredible background you have. Home is Los Angeles.
Yes.
You were CPA, certified public accountant. You've had corporate jobs. Then you decide to sort of leave that behind to educate, motivate, and inspire people like you, your peers professionally too. And you write this book with your mom, who you say is your greatest ally, as well as a past president of the Autism Society of LA.
Correct.
Good for you.
She's quite the super mom, and she's actually helping police officers right now in Los Angeles. It's her passion project to train the police and train young people about how to interact with the police. And she wrote a movie called Be Safe to teach young people how to interact with the police, because we train the officers about autism, but it's not enough. The young people have to know how to interact with the police as well.
It's fantastic.
Right. Let's talk about your childhood, because I know we have friends and their kids are on the spectrum and they're different levels of autism, you know, and how was it for your childhood?
I'm the first of 3 children, and I was obviously different from my younger siblings. And I grew up not having a lot of friends, and the idea or the situation that prompted my parents to tell me about my diagnosis, my brother would get calls from friends looking to hang out. My sister would get calls from friends looking to hang out. I asked my mom one day, why doesn't the phone ever ring for me? And so rather than say, you don't have any friends, that's why there are no calls, she said, you're still learning how to make friends. And because I was socially inept, but also incredibly intellectually gifted, I did become the target of many football players and other bullies on campus. And it was difficult, but at the same time, I found solace, if you will, knowing that there are other people like me and that I was going to be successful. And my mother, like you mentioned, my #1 ally, was not going to stop until I got the help that I needed.
Good for your mom. I love when parents advocate for their kids in truly meaningful ways, not to helicopter our kids, but truly advocate. And it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry for the pain that you had as a child, not having friends, but also being bullied is an incredibly transforming and painful experience. Did you have a sense that you were different from your siblings and from other kids your age? Did you know something was wrong?
I could sense something was off at a very young age, or something that I was different, if you will. We do live in a time of accepting differences and diversity, though at a young age, when kids see something that's weird, they avoid it or they think it's wrong. And this happens a lot in our society today, when the kid who's by himself in the corner playing with toys, lining them up, or having his or her own fun, they may not necessarily be there by choice. And I was in the corner having my own fun, because when I attempted to interact with my peers, they banished me to the corner. Because I didn't have the experience or the knowledge on how to interact with them, how to relate, how to share.
Didn't have the social skills that come natural to some people, or that they learn as they grow up.
And this is exactly what is common in autism. It is the only disorder, if you will, that primarily impacts social skills. So they can't initiate a conversation necessarily, or may have difficulty holding one. They want to talk about stuff that they love. Like, I love Star Wars, I could talk about it all day, but it's not so interesting to other people. They also don't pick up on other people's body language. So if you were to sit back or look away, like you're not interested, people with autism may not pick up on that.
That's fascinating. But Tom, I got to tell you, congratulations, because you are so far out of that corner now. You know, how did you make that journey? And is that journey in this book to help other kids go, okay, I'm coming out?
This is a prequel to transition, because when we sit kids down and ask them the questions as they prepare for adulthood, moving out of mom and dad's house, looking for a job, going to college, we ask them, what are you good at? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years? What are your strengths? They tend to say, I don't know. So then we start putting them on a path that we want for them, but they may not want for themselves. So in my book, I describe to my peers and anyone that reads this, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself. It's my mantra that I created, and it's the basis of this book. And so many young people, with and without autism really, need to know how to know themselves love themselves and be themselves. That's going to help them be their best selves. And rather than wait for life to come to them, it's up to them to come to life.
Good for you.
Wow, I just want to hug you because that is my mantra too, man.
Yeah, I think that it's funny because I noticed meeting you that you have very good eye contact, and that's something you often hear about people who are on the spectrum, that they struggle with being close to other people, making eye contact, saying hello. I did have to keep encouraging you to sit closer to me on the couch.
And I'm perfectly all right at this distance.
You're okay?
But as far as your blocking goes, these are your procedures, so I'm totally all right with that.
Yeah, I think it's impressive. Your book does a lot of things. You help adults, their peers, kids. It's a step-by-step guide to become more self-aware, to understand your needs, which I think is important. It's an inspiration to know yourself, love yourself, be yourself, and then it has activities to find your voice, right? Because maybe you need help in doing that and discovering that, and then finding meaning as you look toward your future and what's right for you.
Very much so, and particularly as young people grow up and they have individualized education plans or similar transition plans that get them ready for adult life and independent living. A lot of times they'll sit on the sidelines or may not even be present at all and let the adults just do all the work and determine their future. Well, this book is here to tell those young people, you have to be the one to stand up for yourself, say, I don't like this, or can we do something else?
Think about this instead.
Yes,
yeah.
Rather than leave it to chance and start a happier life, because if you live a life that's not yours, that's going to lead to depression, anxiety, hopelessness, rejection, so many of the circumstances that young people with autism are going through now. So this is, I think, going to be a huge motivator and really start thinking outside the box as to how we can help our young people live the life that they want.
God bless you.
Rock
this is
on.
Awesome. Yeah, and
Whoa.
in Spanish too.
Yeah, it's in Spanish and English.
Yes,
How
it
about
is.
that? Way to go. That is
Thanks to your mother.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We want to share your book. Thank you so much for being here. It was a fantastic opportunity to learn so much more. ThomasIland.com is the website where people can find out more about Come to Life, your guide to self-discovery. It's in English. It's in Spanish. We're grateful for your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Molly.
It was really great.
Gina.
Very good.